Hi, my name is Megan Donovan, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Human Resources at Q Bobcats Industries. And we're going to talk today about virtual worlds, specifically Second Life, and what it means for our company. So what exactly is a virtual world like Second Life? It is also referred to as a digital world, but a virtual world is defined as a simulated interactive session accessible by multiple users via the internet. Second Life is just one example of a virtual world that can be used for work and for fun. You're interacting with other people and other real people, and everyone has their own persona. They have a username and an avatar, which in the online world is something that represents you in an online environment, like an online game or Second Life and the like. Now, why are we using it? Our company is expanding across the country, and there are talks of going global within the next couple of years. This is a great way to connect with colleagues for meetings, webinars, and other opportunities that are limited in other programs. We can create an environment that takes us out of our offices and our time zones. We'll mostly be using it for these meetings in order to connect with our colleagues throughout the company, all over the country, and again, eventually the world. And there will also be consulting opportunities with customers, but generally we will have scheduled Second Life time within the country, within the company. Now for our code of conduct. There are some ethical questions concerning anonymity on the internet. It can pose ethical issues because you may omit vital information or take advantage of the situation because it isn't immediately evident who is doing what. I don't mean you meaning anyone specific, but just in general. It could happen. An individual may be able to get away with leading someone to believe inaccurate information about the business. And there's also an opportunity for harassment or other unethical behaviors because one is hiding behind an avatar or a mask. None of these things are acceptable from a Q Bobcats industry standpoint, as well as from that of Second Life, which states that repeated violations of its community standards, Big Six, results in expulsion. These include intolerance, harassment, assault, disclosing another's private information without their consent, adult content in a main or work-related area, and also disturbing the peace. Now, when is it ethically appropriate to be a stranger, and when should you identify yourself? Well, when you're conducting business matters, you should identify yourself always. Customers like to know that they're talking to a real person. However, if you wish to use Second Life on your own time, there may not be a need to identify yourself if you do not wish to do so. However, that again is on your personal time, possibly a personal account away from the work account. But when you're conducting business, we definitely would like you to identify yourself so people know who they're talking to, what company they're dealing with, and the like. Doing business without identifying yourself can be somewhat shady and could lead to distrust from customers. Now, could there be conflicts in a work situation? Sure, there's always a chance of conflict to some degree. However, if we all continue to conduct ourselves in a professional manner, we should avoid potentially bad situations between colleagues and customers. Also, is it always good to use a pseudonym? Now, in my personal opinion, unless you are playing a video game or writing under a different name, like writing a book or such, I do not see the point in having a pseudonym and using one. Especially if you're using Second Life predominantly for work purposes. You can pick your username, but in order to know, say, who made it to a meeting or missed that meeting, we'll probably need to know who you are and what the deal was with why you missed it, or and such like that. However, I can see one benefit, and that is if you want to report something anonymously, which you are all encouraged to do no matter what. But in general, having a pseudonym when conducting business with our company it may not really help further your professional experience. So it doesn't really, there's really much of a need for it. Now we have a list of some do's in participating in the virtual world. The first and foremost is absolutely positively treat each other and everyone on Second Life with respect. Just because it's a virtual world and it's a simulation of what is really going on with real people in their own personal identities and stuff, that does not mean that you should go out of your way to disrespect others and the like. Next, when logged in for work purposes, you are representing the company and yourself and your supervisors. So please be sure to continue your same office etiquette in Second Life. Also, show up on time for meetings and webinars. Remember, just because it is not a physical conference room down the hall does not mean it should be treated lackadaisically. And please, report any and all misconduct. You definitely may do this anonymously. If you see anyone disrespecting someone, or violating any of the won't do's that we'll cover in a moment, please, we really need to know any misconduct so we can take care of it. Abide by the rules and regulations established by Second Life. Violation of these will have ramifications both with the program and with us. If you would like to have a personal account separate from your work one, by all means, this is definitely encouraged. Also, keep track of any and all Linden dollars earned from consultations with customers. Be sure to convert the Linden dollars to US dollars and discuss with our accounting department about filing taxes on the money earned and the proper steps to go when dealing with that conversion. And it's probably best to have at least a weekly or twice a month check to keep track of what you've been earning through Linden dollars in Second Life. Won't do's. You must not reveal any personal information without the consent of a customer or colleague to another customer or colleague. And this applies to other Second Life users that are not affiliated with QBI. Also, do not engage in adult activities on company time as well as in any main or work-related area on Second Life. This is completely prohibited. Also, do not reveal any proprietary information that is not meant for a customer's consultation. Don't go beyond what is necessary. Now, there is also the question as to whether these customers are trustworthy and if they're the competition and that type of thing. But you may not know this, but there may not be a way to know it. However, just give a basic good consult in order to keep the customer, and then set up a phone or face-to-face follow-up meeting, and possibly even have set Second Life office hours to meet with customers, so then a follow-up would certainly be the next step. Also, no gambling or any other illegal activities through Second Life. This is a work environment for our purposes, so please do not partake in those. And lastly, do not lie about who you are and what company you represent when conducting business. We pride ourselves on transparency and being a trustworthy company, so please do not falsely identify yourself when conducting business with colleagues and with customers. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks.